Hi guys, I'm Gaddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. How are you all doing? A really special day it is. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Pop my money guns if you're watching on TikTok. Whoa. Who's gonna be the first to pop my money gun? We get plenty gist today. We get plenty gist today. Plenty gist today. How are you all doing? Somebody said drop Asa. Make another person help me because I don't tire. You see, I had the opportunity to reflect a lot. Mims, how are you doing? I had the opportunity to reflect a lot, especially with regards to this Emeka Ike and son situation. I remember growing up as a young boy. I remember that it was maybe even by stroke of luck that my life even amounted to something. Maybe it was even luck. Was I rude to my father when I was Michael's age? Oh, yes, I was. Because my father could not understand me. And I wasn't willing to compromise myself. And I see that young man trying to reach out to his dad. And I see a father who's also trying to protect his son from a world neither of them understood. I say this all the time. If you had asked Linda Ikeji when she was in Unilag, Linda, where are you going to be in the next 20 years? She could not have told you blogging because there was no such thing as blogging. She could not have told you. I believed I was going to retire in Cool FM. As in, I would retire like Larry King retired from CNN in old age. I never believed that I would leave Cool FM when I'm still young and strong. What about Tunde Ednut? Tunde Ednut was a musician who never quite blew. He had the hit song, I'm Catching Cold. It never quite blew. It was okay. When I met Tunde Ednut in London back then, he was a comedian, up and coming. Today, he's one of Nigeria's most established bloggers. Every day he will tell you, I'm not a blogger, I'm not a blogger, I'm not a blogger. Okay, whatever he is, he's one of the best in the whole country, if not the best. I started up as a musician. Me, the Yap Tunde. Me, I not even blow Rich Tunde as a musician. I knew I was going to be in entertainment, but I didn't know how. So you see, sometimes our parents tend to protect us from what even they don't understand. It's not hard work. There's a luck factor there. There's a time and chance happening to them all factor right there in the middle of that mix. You don't get it, guys. Sometimes we're afraid. My father was afraid because he didn't know I was going to feed myself. You should not worry. I was also afraid. I didn't know I was going to feed myself. I remember I had a problem with Cool FM in 2016 and I was sacked. And I went to see Linda Ikeji in her office. I went with Taste Buds. And Taste Buds was just telling me that, look, you can do this on your own. My question was not that I could do this on my own. My question was, what will we eat? At least Cool FM provided a baseline salary. From Cool FM, some other opportunities came. Musicians will bring their CD, we'll charge them payola. We used to charge them and they used to pay and they used to beg us. All those people on the radio shouting payola is bad, payola. We did payola. All of us did payola that year. We leave them. Now one of our sources of income on the radio. And I used to tell musicians back then, I said, be a Wizkid. Wizkid does not pay payola. He just has the hottest songs in the country. But you have a mediocre song and you want to enjoy airplay, you will pay for it. You know. So, in 2016, I didn't know where I was going. I remember going to a friend of mine's house, Louis Duke. We're all staying in 1004 back then. And Louis was like, you don't believe in your, because that time Taste Buds was like, look, if you need to leave, leave. I thank God I did not leave then, no, because hunger away for beat us. Hey, we could barely afford to eat, because that time happened in the middle of the fight against Nigerian pastors and some of my issues I was having back then. So which one is payola again? Pay for play, when they bring money and they pay you on the radio station. About the whole radio stations for this country gets all those people who did their music department, all of them they collect. We know now. Oh, why we like to pretend, say we know. No, say me, I know sabi pretend. Payola, that's what they used to call it. So, work with me, I'm going somewhere. If you're watching on TikTok and YouTube, big shout out to you. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter. There's a lesson I want you to learn here. And even at that time, I did not know what I was going to do. When you are on a path, there are some people who live in an established world. I'm going to go to school and be a doctor. When I come out, I'm going to go to do my specialization. And then I'm going to train to be a surgeon because I want to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. Your path is defined. But for people in music and the arts, sometimes your path is defined by a mistake, or what I like to call an artistic mutation. Your path could be defined by an artistic mutation. Something in the art mutates, thereby giving you the possibility of a direction, a path. And this mutation can occur through heartbreak or personal trauma, through failing at every other thing and having nothing to turn to, but still being positive, making a discovery that nobody else made. And the people who blaze these trails usually are people that stand away from where society is facing. I'll take this a little further. And I want you guys to work with me. I came back. I had to go and beg in Cool FM. I don't know if I've ever told you this story before. My friends told me, said, look, you are not yet ready. I know you want to stand on your own, but you are not yet ready. Go back and beg. While I was talking, one of my bosses called me and said they've talked to the MD that I can resume on Monday, but I should go to see them and sign a form and, just to do something so to look official. So I came in the morning, signed my form, filled my form, and started my work again. I'll tell you a story though. What happened? My MD called for a meeting, and it was a meeting for concerning presenter's fee. Now, I was busy looking for a school for one of the children then. We're trying to get school, so we're moving up and down. I remember that day, the hustle was so much. We're going from school to school. There was a point I dropped taste buds on the road because there was traffic. So she had to come. As she was coming out, her jeans hooked somewhere in the car and her pants tore. It was a very tough period in our lives. Cool FM salary that time was still about, was this before the recession? I think it was before. My salary then was about $2,000 a month from Cool FM. The equivalent of $2,000, of course, paid in Naira. And sorry, I'm a bit tired. And I finally got to the office. Now, another thing I noticed is nobody stood up for me. The MD asked for me specifically. I said, "Where is Freeze?" Everybody kept quiet. Normally, if it was somebody else, I would have said, he gave an excuse. So my MD's anger was I did not attend the meeting and I did not give an excuse for it. So he was very upset. So I came, and me and my MD have always been cool. So I just came, and they said MD was looking for you, was upset. People wicked for this life. Oh. The MD was looking for you and he was upset. Now, normal me just went to the MD's office. Say, MD, I'm sorry. He said, and you dare enter my office? He said, get out of my office or I'll change my mind. I said, waiting rich like this. So I went to the office and continued doing my show. I felt bad about it, but I felt I'll go and apologize to him later. So I went upstairs and finished my show. I shall notice that everybody was looking at me strange. Apparently they'd sent a letter to everybody in the establishment terminating my appointment. The sad thing was, as they were terminating my appointment, they were removing my picture from the website and they were removing me from the email, the group email. So I never got the email. If I'd got the email, I might have been devastated. So I just did my show normally. I just noticed that everybody was looking at me funny. You understand? I just noticed that everybody was looking at me funny that day. I was doing my show. I did my show, finished my show. People were asking me, are you okay? Everything okay? I was wondering, I wasn't sick. I didn't say there was anything wrong with me. You understand? So why are you worried if I'm okay? And I came downstairs. And one of my seniors then in the office, who was head of marketing, Venus, she's left now, just saw me and gave me that stare like, what did you do? So I went into her office. She drove everybody out of her office and just turned her computer. The way, let's say this is the computer like this. She just flipped it around and showed me my sack letter that included me. I must give them everything that I own. That is their company property. I must not be allowed within the premises. I can't begin to shake. It was at a time when Taste Buds and I were going through. You see, that's why sometimes I don't forgive my ex. Because that was the time my ex changed the children's school and expected me to pay money. Pay from where? Pay from where? The school they were into, who told you I could pay? The moment you lose a job, even abroad, you can no longer maintain child support. I lost my job. What do you want me to do? Sell my house? My ex wrote inside court papers that I should sell my watches. My lawyer says, so when he finishes selling the watches, what is he going to? If he sells the watches now for your children to go to school, how are they going to go to school next term? I'm telling you a story. So, at that time in my life, I didn't know how to do business. I didn't know anything. Social media was just starting. That time, you could not do videos. Videos had not been introduced to Instagram yet, let alone live video. So, the only thing I knew how to do was work on the radio. And the problem with Cool FM is when you start at Cool FM, you can't go anywhere else. Anywhere after Cool FM is a drop. Anywhere after Cool FM, there was no till today. I don't believe there's any radio station that you leave Cool FM and go to. It's either you leave that place and go to Cool FM and you max out your career then. I remember one company then was offering me ₦1 million a month. My salary in Cool FM then was about 366,000 a month. But that 366,000 was exactly $2,000. Then because of the recession, they dropped it to 260. I lost 100K. So I was now earning 260. That 266 is what I earned till 2021 when I left. So 266 was about $1,400 or $1,300, which is like 1.3 million in today's money, or $1,300 like 1.5 million in today's money. Yeah, even Beat FM is not on Cool FM's level. I don't know what anybody will tell you. Yeah, they are trying, but Cool FM, I wouldn't leave Cool FM to go to Beat FM. I would leave Beat FM to come to Cool FM. Maybe I would go to Beat FM, maybe. But I'm not sure Beat FM wanted me around that period because I had a lot of controversies, my divorce, everything was controversial. So I had a lot of issues. And then I went to meet Venus, and Venus left everything she was doing and started begging my MD. You can't do this. This guy has been with you for almost 20 years. He always attends all meetings. My MD say, lie, say, Asin don't sack me. Asin don't sack me. He no go take me back. They begged. I left Venus' house around midnight. My show closed at 9 p.m. I was there for 3 hours begging. I drove home. I was devastated. Taste Buds was going through her own. As in, she was going through. God no go let you get bad eggs. When I talk this thing, they be like, say, God no go let you get bad eggs. You are watching on TikTok, double click the screen, pop my money guns. Taste Buds was going through her own. At a point, we almost did not have food to give children. Because of the many lawsuits, the many fights, the many issues. And everybody will ask you, why did you leave your marriage? I'm glad I left because my ex would have mocked me in it. I thought, let me tell you, man no dey violent. When you kick a man when he's down, you don't know the reaction that's gonna come. if he give you blow. I swear, if I had gone home to my ex that day, that might have been the last day, because she would have just said something and crossed me, and I would have just lashed out. So every day I thank God that at least the person I went home to meet was understanding. So I had not seen my sack letter to me, the letter. I just saw the notes. Okay, what my MD sent to Venus was not a sack letter. It was instruction to the directors and the heads of about what they are going to do to me. So it wasn't even my sack letter. So I never saw my sack letter. I went to bed. I probably slept 2 hours. I tossed and turned the rest of the night. Woke up in the morning. My phone was ringing off the hook. Somebody in the office had leaked my sack letter to the blogs. I saw my sack letter for the first time on the blogs. The letter written to me, I read it for the first time on the blogs. I now started threatening Instablog that I was going to sue Instablog. Instablog carried that as another story. People were yapping me, laughing at me. You understand? That evening, Linda Ikeji called me. Said, what's up? That I should come to her office. So I drove over to her office with taste buds. I dressed well. Forget say I dey suffer, they go through anything I dey go through. I wear my Rolex. You understand? I wore my Gucci shoes. Baba, now one time person dey die. Even if I dey suffer, I no go look say I dey suffer now. That's why I wear my clothes, go there. I sat down with Linda. Linda was like, if I was you, I'm not going back. But my only problem is, how do I tell Linda that what am I going to feed my family? If not only me or Lauren, I no go back. But I had kids. There were some kids, my kids that were living with me. Baby Freeze was not started talking, it was 1 year plus. And because he was born premature, the amount of Aptamil, which is the foreign meal that he had to eat, he did leak salary at once. Someone said, are you not saving in those days? Baba, I moved to 1004. I had to move out of my old house. Cool FM gave me half of the rent. The first year they paid the rent. Second year they gave me half of the rent. 1004 back then was 3.5 million. So they gave me, no, they didn't give me half, they gave me 1 million. So I had to look for 2.5 million. Because I didn't want to just take at least that 1004 was a very lovely environment. There were swimming pools, the nice people around. So I didn't want to just take the chair and to go where? As of that time, I had not gotten this house. I had paid for it, but I was having issues with the company that built, and the one they allocated to me I didn't like. So we're going back and forth, and then they reallocated this plot to me. But I had not done finishing. So I had to pay 2 million out of the 3.5 million naira rent. 2.5 million was what I had to pay. Baba, God no go let you see problem. Where savings? Savings from where? How long do you want to eat savings? It's not like I didn't have savings. Maybe back then I had like 1 million naira savings. So, of course, I had, as if push came to shove, I would have sold a Rolex or something and lived off it. But how sustainable is that? How sustainable is that? And this was because, let me take you back to the root cause. When my ex was leaving, she spoiled my name, made sure no brand, because she went around saying that I used to beat her. So there was this whole wife. So a lot of jobs dropped me around that period. Then she went around to all my friends and spoiled me with all my friends. Till today, I don't have a good relationship with Basketman, who used to be one of my best friends. Because my ex went to tell him what I said about him. It's not like I didn't say it, but I said it to who I believe was my wife. And she now went to tell Basketman and Sammy Oposo. So I lost a lot of friends like that. She went around and tried to destroy me. So friends where for run go meet, she don't block all. Jobs dropped me. I didn't have any source of income except Cool FM. I sat down that day. I went to see Linda, said leave. Okay. I went to see my friend Louis Duke in 1004. Louis Duke said, he said, I know you're going to stand on your own eventually, but you're not ready yet. I talked about it. I thought about it. So while I went to see Linda on Saturday, and I went to see Louis Duke on Sunday evening. I was in his house. We're drinking champagne. His house was up. My house was on a lower floor. So, he and his brother Paul, they were like, man, you have a woman that believes in you. And that's when I started appreciating Taste Buds. So I was thinking about it. Should I go? And then I was ready, like, I'm not going back. I don't make up my mind. I don't get where they go. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm not going back. While we're still there talking, I just got a call from Cool FM office. It was one of the daughters of the MD, said she has spoken to her father, that he has reconsidered, that I should just come in on Monday before I come and do my show, blah, 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 blah. So I went on Monday and I was reinstated. So luckily for me, the world did not know. If I not tell you this thing, you not go know. I lost my job on Friday evening. And remember, I closed work Friday 9 o'clock. And I got my job back Monday morning. And I resumed Monday at 4 p.m. So it was never like I left. The only thing I didn't do was my Sunday show. They just played music. Monday like this, I was back on the road show. 4 o'clock. Boom. So nobody knew. But you see, when I came back, I did not come back complete. Then I was a little bit more careless with money. When I came back, I started saving money. Someone said, now weekend off. I'm telling you. So I started saving more money. I started being more strategic. You know what? I'm going to be leaving very soon. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew that I was going. I knew that I was going. I didn't know how. I didn't know when. Now, because of the insecurity of the rented house, luckily for me, I had bought this house, but I now needed to finish it up. I needed about 15 million back then. So I tried to look for everywhere I could string money. Borrowed some money, took out my money that I had in some investments. I cleared all my bank accounts. And I told Taste Buds, because my rent was going to expire in 1004 in March 2017. By November 2017, we had not started finishing this house. I just got a tiler from Range Rover Doctor. Me and the tiler don't talk. So I don't go market small. Now December, I started to go market small. Go they buy the tires, they come. They buy the tires, they come. The guy tell me, say, make I no worry. Say if they start work for January 7, they will deliver the house for me first week in March. Baba, that's why I begin the rush Tyler, as in my whole money finished. When I was now coming to the estate, I had like 550K in my whole life. Estate collector for my hand. They say I go buy cable, I go buy this, I go buy meter. In fact, they collect 750K. I had to borrow some money from my sister. So I entered my house. Luckily, the house was finished, but I entered with maybe 3K in my whole life. I still had my Range Rover then, and I had my Camry, and I had taste buds cars. But bye, if you see poverty, hey. And I knew that I was leaving, but I didn't know what I was leaving to. I didn't know where I was leaving. I had started the Free Nation Church. In 2017 was when I did my Linda Ikeji interview, and the Linda Ikeji interview blew. So everybody now started fighting me over tithe. Then I had one Samsung phone. That Samsung, if you remember Free Nation preaching that year, when Instagram, there was no Facebook Live then. It was only, I used to do Instagram, and I'd just started YouTube. YouTube just started then. So I had Instagram and YouTube. So I used to have a phone for Instagram and a phone for YouTube. So I used to hold the phone for Instagram like this, vertical. And because people were complaining about the phone, about, a lot of people were watching me on their plasma screens, watching YouTube like this. So they didn't like it. So they said I should give them landscape view. So this is how I used to hold two phones like this with one hand. And my hand, no, they ached me those days. I used to be so passionate about preaching the gospel. I would just preach. The phone would they burn me for hand. I would do like this, blow my hand, put them back again. They preach. I used to preach with my back against the wall then. I used to sit on my bed with my back against the wall. Someone said, you bought house. Instead, before I bought house, I bought plenty watch. It's the money of where I used to wear the watches to that gave me money to buy the house. I'll tell you that story another day. Make una no vex. I dey try coordinate my house. Everybody don't run, leave me finish. Oh. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. So anyway, somebody said I bought watch, I did not buy a house. Let me tell you, if I had not bought watch, I would not get a house today. If I did not buy watch, I would not get a house today. If I did not buy a Range Rover, I would not get a house today. The reason why I was able to do the kind of business I did to pay for my house was because I was wearing a certain type of watch and driving a certain type of car. I've told the story before. I don't know if you heard. I didn't own a house. I was not even living in a rented property then. I was living in Cool FM house. This was even before I moved to because 1004 was a rented property. So 1004 was an upgrade from Cool FM house. Cool FM house, I was living rent free in the compound, one of the houses. Now, I had 2 cars. My Camry I bought brand new, and my ex-wife's Honda City that I bought brand new from Honda Place in VI. Oh, we even had an old Primera that we used to do market runs and all those things. So I had 3 cars, 2 brand new cars, and a 3rd car, and I was living. I did not even have a rented house, let alone I did not own 1 plot of land. And I owned my first Rolex all this while. In fact, I owned more than 1 Rolex. I owned Hublots, I owned Rolexes. I did not own land, as in I did not own a stone like this in my property with that. So what now happened? I remember being in the office one day, then one lady in the office then came to me and said she was waiting for her husband, like office closed at 5:30. She was now hanging around like 9 o'clock when I finished work. Why are you waiting till 9 o'clock? Said that her husband closes around 9, so he's going to come to the office to pick her up. I now said, but why can't you get your own car so you can go home by yourself and not wait for your husband till this ungodly hour? She now said that she and her husband had said that they will never own 2 cars and live in a rented house. I felt bad for myself that day. I said, I get 3 cars and I don't even have a rented house. I'm living in company house that they can throw me out anytime. Guess what? In only 2 months, I just sit down for my house. JJ, one of my guys just showed up. Somebody wanted to sell a Range Rover, distress sale. That time, Range Rovers were going for like 7.5 million. That's Range Rover Sport 2010. No, 2009. Mine was 2009. Before the new shape in 2010. So the guy and this was 2012. So the guy just came and said, now, if I get 6 million, make I carry this motor. I look, hey, I wanted to now quickly sell my Camry to buy my Range. The God will save me. Say, I no see person buy the guy. One guy said was going to buy 3 million then. Last minute, the guy no show up. So I now had to borrow money. As in, I had about 4 million by the time I gathered all my own personal funds. I called a friend. She borrowed me 500k. It reached 4.5 million. I called my neighbor there in Yor. He borrowed me 500k. It reached 5 million. I called my mom. My mom borrowed me 500. My mom said, why do you need another car? Don't you have enough cars? I can't begin to whine. My mama said, no. Say, make she just give me the money. Say, I borrow the money. So I borrowed 500k from my mom, making 5.5 million. It can't remain 500k. Luckily for me, one guy we don't they owe me money since just decide say he go pay me 1 million when they owe me. So as the 1 million just enter like this, bruh, because Yor was my neighbor Everybody else I could owe long term. I just paid the balance to the guy making 6 million. So I'm not owing money on the car, and gave you his 500k. So I had a Range Rover in my house. I did not have money to buy petrol. Now so Ali Baba come visit me. Now I go Ali, I don't buy motor, you must buy petrol. Now Ali give me 10k to buy petrol. Now my friend buy petrol inside that car. Oh, I used to look at myself sometimes, but you are stupid though. How you go buy this kind motor? As in, you they mad. How waiting? As in, waiting go make you no get money. You strag, you gather the whole money together. Come buy motor. Now, before then, my ex came to tell me about some land in Mowe. Say she won't buy the land. I thank God say I don't buy the land the first, but for they drag the land now. Say she won't buy land in Mowe. The land was 500k. I look and say I go redeem camp. That's where Mowe is. All the way from VI. She I want to live there near. I want to use there collect rent near. How you want to make sense? It was not adding up in my mathematical book. So I just talk, say, okay, I go do am. So I was actually gathering the money to buy the land when the Range opportunity came. That's why I jumped by Range. My first disappointment with the Range was I was expecting to do, there was some Airtel, I think it was Nigeria's Got Talent or something like that I was auditioning for. They had almost picked me. Last minute politics, they just dumped me. So I was just believing that once those people's salary come, I go get money. So I go buy Range. Onto job we don't show, the job no can show again. Bah! That's why me and the Range, they have, they look ourselves like this. I go wake up for morning, look my Range Rover, mint. I still sold the Range 10 years later, or 7 years later, 8 years later, crazy years later. I still sold it at a very good price. The day the Range, they go, I can't record them as they drive, they say, so this guy is going fine. That car was with me through thick and thin. And he did not disappoint me too much. They tried. That year Range, I no get shink buying. But I started living my life, and gradually money started coming in small by small. Then I had to go to the US in 2013, I had to go to the US for the New York Nigerian Music Awards, NMA in New York. So before I went, a company came to meet me, said they wanted to do advert, blah, 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 blah. I just told them that they couldn't get the time slot because it was my time slot. So when I saw that they couldn't get the time slot, I went to talk to my marketing manager. I just tell her, I said, Baba, now me get this time, make I give them. So I whined my manager. The manager said, okay, no problem. So when they saw that, I promised them that I could get the time slot. They said it's impossible. I said, okay, try me. That's how I got them the time slot. I did Yankee. Then they begged me, say, come back. We are waiting for you so we can start. And they use that. I don't know, say all that thing where they do for Yankee, say na cruise. So I came back. I mean, I like to take care of myself. I like my Gucci shoes. I don't get rent, I don't get house, but I wear my Gucci, my LV. I dey wear my Rolex. I dey carry my Vertu. I dey drive Range Rover. She buy no dey my pocket. But we shall dey manage. That's why I go to their office, fresh from Yankee, fresh boy. I know fresh now. If you see as I fresh that year I can't add small weight. I can't tick small. That's why I go to their office. As I drove into their office, guess what? Their MD was driving my exact kind of Range, the exact color. So when I just drove to the gate, security people think saying nah MD. So he just guided me to MD's parking lot. That's why I go there, go park. Straight. Cocky, wearing my Bulgari shades. Omo. So as I just park finish off my engine, as I just open doors to make I step on, and the security come meet me say, no, you cannot park here. Now I begin to clear them, say when I did mad, don't be when I say make I fit park here. Meanwhile, the real MD don't come. And I did in slot. So he just parked behind me. So he came out and said, Daddy Freeze. I said, hello, sir. He said, that's my parking slot. Oh, they must have thought it was you. We now cracked the joke. The guy now said, who services your car for you? I tell him, I said, an Range Rover doctor. Now they service my car for me. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I said, we exchanged numbers. We got in. I know, say I don't impress the guy. As we just sat down. Now, I came in with the effects, but when it came to the job, I was delivering. I first of all delivered what nobody else could deliver. Then, Baba, nobody sells those days. As in, marketers, they carry me go because they know say I go sell. Nothing I know if you sell. I go whine you must buy that market. That's why I sit down. Now I wind the company, the agency, everybody. The agency come, they try do magmara. I just call Killy, tell them, say, come. Are you an advert agency or a mortgage bank? These people have a budget for advertisement. Why are you telling them to save the money? Please, me, I'm not here to help you save money. Oh, the company laugh. I say I'm here to give you value for your advertisement budget. Put me to a test. They just loved that is swag too much. Now they say how much will it cost? If I tell you how much I earned then, for 3 years of my life, I made the kind of money that time I'd never seen before. I billed them 100K a day, 5 days a week for 3 years. That time, dollar in 2013 was 165K. So 100K was like $500 a day, 5 days a week, to 5 times 4, 10K a month. And that was just my presenter's fee. Because of some conceptualization deals I got, I owned 30% of the market share. Now, I brought in all the other presenters. So I'll go and meet them. How much you charge? They'll say 500. I'll bill them 1 million. Collect my 500. When I pay them the 500, I'll go meet them again. Say, come, let me give you this job. Waiting me my brokerage. So for person head, and they collect pass money, they do the work. Then they wanted to expand across like 15 radio stations across Nigeria. Now me negotiate with the old radio. They just went through me. They just, as in, from that first day, Baba, one day I just go drink for one joint where they call Man U for VI. I just go drink beer. As we call, they come the yap me say that refuse. You never reach make you get house. Why you no get house? I can't if you say true. You don't reach make I get house. So that's why I come down. Say make I go peace. For where I want peace, I just see one paper. We don't turn. Buy your house, pay in installments. I just pick the paper. I look up. I see phone number. Call Blessing. I just type the phone number for my phone. Turn paper for floor. Blessing. The next day I just call Blessing. Say, hello Blessing, I saw your number on this, and if it hadn't worked, I would look for house another place. The girl just say, oh yeah, come to our site, we'll show you. So I went to the site and they showed me a finished building. They said, this is how your house is going to look, blah 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 blah. But you have to make a deposit. Then and there I just wrote them 12M. My first installment was 12M. Remember, my range was how much? 6 million. So my first installment on my house was double the range money. Now I just write. Say, oh, okay. They say you can pay 5 million and be paying monthly. I say, no. Let me reduce what I want to be paying monthly. The whole building was like 40 something million. I just started giving them 12 million. Bruh, in less than a year, I don't pay the house finish. Somebody say, you see why some men no go ever leave drinking bar. Papa, now from, if I did not have that range, imagine they were calling me and I was not in America. I did not have money to travel to America. I was building house in Moe. I now went to the office smelling. They would have talked to me anyhow. Papa, when I came driving their MD's car, on my table, I just dropped my Virtu phone. I dropped my BlackBerry Porsche. I was wearing Rolly. Papa, they no fit. Or Jenny straight. And I delivered, and the job ran on till from 2013 till 2016 when recession hit. And then in 2016, despite the recession, they still held on to me until I now got my scandal with my ex. And that's when everybody left. Once I was smelling, I was smelling America. I just came back from America the day before. You know what it is? Fresh from Yankee. Let me tell you how Yankee sweet that year. Just go there, buy ordinary white t-shirt from Yankee. Their white t-shirt is different from our own. You get the way their white t-shirt, they white. Just white, plain white t-shirt will be like singlet. Where boys they wear for Yankee that year. You could just be like sunlight. Like say you trap sunlight. So back to my story. So I finally moved into the house then. Now 2016, we're paying rent. We had a house in Port Harcourt where Taste Buds was staying. So we're paying rent, and we're paying rent in Lagos. Money now finished. You know how more expensive rent was in Port Harcourt? Rent in Port Harcourt was like another 3 million a year. We had to pay 2 years. You understand? But there was money that year. But then after the recession and everything can't finish. So I had to move Taste Buds to Lagos. We can't do Lagos. We can't reach Lagos. Poverty can't set in. I can't start to fight men of God. They can't block the remaining small trickles of income where they enter from some small kurukere corners. They lock everything. What Tilagada go do? So I had no external revenue. So I started preaching. I preached passionately. I used to preach every day. And guess what? That time you preach on Instagram, you cannot save the video. So when you are done on Instagram, you can only save it to your story for 24 hours. And when you are watching it on your story, to be breaking. Who remembers that Instagram period? So I will preach the message on Monday. By Friday, I have to preach it again because the people that missed it on Monday and could not watch the playback between Monday and Tuesday lost it. Luckily for me, YouTube Live started. So I started Instagram. Nobel OBT was one of my first people they follow me that year in there. Most of the people I have now are new people. So that's how I used to preach that year. That's how I used to preach that year. Struggle with it. And then, now one thing happened. When they accepted me back in Cool FM, there was one thing I never did. I never got, there's a way they have to program your phone so you can be receiving emails. It's not like Yahoo. For instance, I want to put my Yahoo mail on my phone. I just go to mail, put in my password, put in everything, and the thing will just show up. No. Someone said, did I have a calling? Of course I did. You don't see calling for my life. Do I need to ask you? Say they fight me with all their juju, forget their prayer and nonsense. I never even had nightmares from them. "11 Pro where they overheat." 11 Pro okay. iPhone 6. Now you start to the preach. 11 Pro. 11 Pro na 2019 now. I'm talking of 2017. I started preaching with iPhone 6. After a while, I go sit down inside room with Wi-Fi. iPhone 6 no go see the Wi-Fi. Now I know say the phone don't log. Then Free Nation now bought me iPhone 8. That's the phone Baby Freeze is using now. The church now bought me iPhone 8. So I was using a good iPhone 8 and a dead Samsung. And so I did preach them that day, that year they go. Now there's something I wanted to say here. There's a way companies will you take it to their tech department, they will now program your phone in such a way that you can be receiving office email. I took my phone there before, but when they sacked me, they removed me from that mail. So then it required me going to give my phone to them. I said, never again. I don't want to see their mails. This last time I came back, I came to leave. So one of the first things I did was, I no longer wanted to renew my rent in 1004. I already had this house. So all the money I had, I just said, you know what, let me finish up the house and move. So that worst case scenario, they tell me, say, I'm not working again. I'm going to sit at home. At least I have a house. At least I had a house that I was just going to sit inside. So I now started growing on my own. Then they moved me from my show that was 4 to 9. They now moved me to 7 to 9, the latter part of the show. 7 to 9, okay. Small by small, they don't tell me, say, Baba, we want to replace you with younger people. You don't they old and you get too much problem outside. Maybe they didn't know how to tell me directly. So, okay, they moved me to night. I shall move there to night flavor. Now I turned to night flavor overnight. So 7 to 9 was my show. I used to do the show. Then I started recording little clips and bits from my show. It was called, I just labeled it Daddy Freeze and the Lobsters. Naomi was one of them. So we just used to have different debates about money, about normal things, you know. So it was like a podcast in the studio room. So I'll record, I'll give somebody the phone, record. When I get home, I'll patch it up, load it on YouTube. It didn't do spectacularly well, but it gave me insight into what we could do. So I'll take a little bit of it, put it on Instagram, take a bit of it, put it on YouTube. That's how it started growing. The person who was managing my YouTube then said, Daddy Freeze, go to Facebook. Go to Facebook. I was like, no, I don't like Facebook. Facebook this. Captain Jamil. That's my brother, Jam Boy. You know? So, I didn't want to be on Facebook. The guy they toast me, say, Papa, Facebook good, oh. Say, Facebook, you will do this, I'll help you here. I shall manage with much frustration. I shall come Facebook, brah. As I reach Facebook, I come say Facebook na another world, oh. Hey, I come begin to grow my Facebook. Today, I stand before you with 982,000 followers on Facebook. Follow my Facebook, Daddy Freeze. That's my Facebook page. My YouTube, where they grow that time, they grow like say one take off. It just pegged around 100,000 and then refused to grow. I don't know what I do, YouTube people. Anyway, that time I was like 7,000 followers on YouTube. I'll tell you that story too. So how did I even start my interviews? I now needed a source of income. I did not want to preach and collect money from the church. So, okay, what do? I do interviews on the radio. So I would do my interviews on the radio. Somebody will hold my phone for me, record them on Facebook. I'll patch them, record them on my iPhone. I'll now patch them up. When I now get home, I'll now upload the video to my YouTube. And that's how I was growing my YouTube in trickles. My first big break came from Tonto Dike. I told Tonto, I said, Tonto, I want to interview you on my page. She said, yeah, no problem. So she gave me a time. 4 o'clock, sorry. 4 o'clock was supposed to be my show. That was the week they now moved me to 7 o'clock. So I told Tonto, I was sitting in my sitting room here. Tastebuds was sitting beside me. So I told Tonto, I said, Tonto, I'm very sorry. I cannot bring you live at 4 o'clock because they moved my show to 7 o'clock. Can you wait till 7 o'clock? Tonto said, my flight to Abuja is 6 o'clock. While I was there, Tastebud just said, can't you just do it on your own page? That time I get 8,000 followers or 15,000 followers, something small like that. I just think I say, can I do it on my page? I just said, make Tonto come. I said, what would you like to eat? She said she would like to eat, I've forgotten what it was. I just told Tastebud, yeah, begin cook. And when I saw Tastebud, Tonto come my house. We did it in my sitting room downstairs. Recorded everything, loaded it on YouTube, and my followers grew by 50K. I went from like 10, 12K to like 60K. I was like, what? This one just opened my eye. That time I was still not yet making good money, but I just looked at it and said, oh wow, I can do this. So this and that's why I scheduled an interview with Timaya. I went to his house, did an interview of his house. Boah. People started seeing the videos. Nine, one guy they copy now, they use that sense because I stopped doing those interviews during COVID. Techno came to my house, boah. Then I went to do my biggest interview ever in 2019. Hush Puppy, Ramoni, Igbalode, Bola, skyrocket me. So what am I trying to say with all this plenty talk that I'm saying is, in 2017, I did not know what I was going to do to feed myself in 2019. And in 2019, I did not know where I was going to be today. Many parents, and this is my message to Emeka Ike, you might feel that education is what is going to liberate your son, and it's a good thing for you to send him to school, and I support you making sure he goes to school. But I want you to also look at it from another way. That boy needs to find himself. You are a veteran, you are a father. Help him find himself. If I had parents who could guide me, maybe I wouldn't have had to go through so much stress to find myself. Maybe I'll have found myself sooner. He doesn't have to sing. I started off as a singer, never made it. Tunde Ednos too sang, he never really made it from music. But I made it from other places. There's one thing I could do. I never knew I could use it to talk, to eat, to feed myself, is talk. My mother was always telling me, you talk too much, you talk too much. That was when I should have known that that was my gift. Come, who is this Metro that everybody's saying you look like Metro, you look like Metro? Please, who is Metro? I knew I could talk. I knew I had the gift of talking. There's something in you that is a gift, but you don't know it is a gift. And one thing about me is what makes my show. You don't know my kind of show. I'll sit down here, I'll talk. Only me will sit down here. 2 hours I'll be talking. And I'll have 500 people watching. Right now I have 256 people watching on TikTok. I would sit down in one spot and I would talk for 2 hours. While I'm talking, I will get up and go and eat. I will wind my watches. I will chat with people on the phone. It is now I'm understanding that I had a gift. Over 700 on Instagram. Sometimes only me they talk. It depends on the topic. I have 1K, 1, 2. I bring other people who are trending. I've had 12K at a time. Many people don't realize what their gift is. I was having this conversation with one of my sisters the other day. We're talking about a PhD. I said, as you see me, I don't need masters. PhD is too far. What do I need PhD for? Did they tell you I want to go into academics? I don't need masters. Masters is too much. What do I need masters for? In my line of work? And that is why I don't want to go abroad. Because if I go abroad now, am I going to go and be a nurse? I leave my talent of talking and now go and be managing to be giving people injection. The tell you an injection, I can't this or I can't give people. Or I go and get a job in a bank. So sometimes a lot of people think, oh, education is the way. Education is not the way for people like us. I never needed a master's. I don't see how a master's will make me earn more money. I don't see how it will improve my marketability. Someone said you continue talking abroad. I can be a pastor. I already pastor the Free Nation Church. But the problem is I don't want to turn it into the kind of church that will feed me. If not, I'll start to lie to you people. Education gives a certain exposure. That is why primary education, secondary education, and to an extent a degree are very important. But I don't see why I need a master's. What exposure am I going to go and get in a master's? If I go and do master's, I'll only be losing money. The time I should be using to do other things, I'll be using it to do masters. When I should be building my talk platform and gathering more people so we can talk and talk and talk and gossip all day. I've never seen how masters will improve my ratings. You see, if you are in academia or if you work in the corporate world, masters is good though. It's not a blanket statement. It's not good for me. It might be fantastic for you, average for you, okay for you, or relatively good for you. Depends on what you're doing. Someone say, wait till I want master. Truth. Someone say, Mr. Beast get masters. Help me answer them. So, this is my message to Emeka Ike. You don't know the opportunities that would be available to your son in 5 years. Don't limit him to education alone. Let him explore music till he fails. While he's exploring it, if he succeeds, all well and good. If he fails, along the line, he will see somewhere to plug in. It's what happened to me. I wanted to be a rapper. And I thank God, because many of the people that were rapping successfully when I started off in the radio have fallen by the wayside. We talked, and we've been able to establish something out of the talking. In fact, I'm not talking again. If you are watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Pop my money guns. 250 people watching me on TikTok. And I won't come decide saying that stinginess and I won't use today do. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Double click the screen. Pop my money guns. Follow my #1 gifter. If you're watching on TikTok, let me greet the people who have been popping my money guns. Folayinka Femi, 2 money guns, and Mopol 45, 1 money gun. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Pop my money guns, oh. Eric Music, just pop my money guns. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It don't take since anybody buy me sports car. May they buy me sports car. May they buy me. There was a time I'll just be sitting down on TikTok before. You people, you are wicked though. Una go just they allow me. Una go just they allow me they talk. Una no go even remind me say sell money gun no. If you are watching on Facebook, where are my stars? Facebook people, first 1,000 stars gets a special shout out. They say who is taking a shower? Oh, who is taking shower? Is anybody taking a shower? Anybody taking a shower? Olu, God bless you. Said my show is very educative. Thank you so much. Eric Music. The Art of Iman said YouTube for life. Oh yeah, YouTube. Super chat, super sticker, super likes. Hey, Captain Jamil say collect dove, collect dove. Now money gun I define for TikTok. Brah, somebody just buy money gun. Make I heal the people who don't buy me money gun. I enjoy watching your shows. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Eric Jarju 88. How are you planning to build on this live come 2024? More consistent. Sometimes the business of going live, talking to customers, takes away a lot of the time. Sometimes I'm just a bit lazy to on the mic and then start talking. Sometimes it can be stressful. Sometimes there's nothing to gist about. Don't worry, I'm not a magician. Sometimes even I run out of gist. I literally have nothing to gist about. And then sometimes I feel like preaching. And then you people don't want me to preach. You want me to continue gossiping and talking about things that people want to hear. So it's a bit tough sometimes. Follow my number one gift if you're watching on TikTok. Now, let's do this. Let's do this. Let me trend today on TikTok. Double click the screen. Do like this. Double click the screen. If your fingers are not paining you in the next 1 minute, it means you're not doing it right. See the way I'm doing, just double click the screen like that. Let's see. Let's get it 20,000 likes. Now. Oh yeah, pop my money guns. Are you planning to join politics? Nope. Politics is a very dark. Someone said try reduce yapping in 2024. You see, I never yap anybody since. I never yap anybody since. But one person go come talk nonsense. And if I no answer him, I no go dey happy. So nobody don't talk nonsense the whole day. So the moment one person talk nonsense, I go just find. So it's not about me, it's about people tuning in. DF, as a parent, if you see your child going in the wrong direction, you redirect them rather than allowing them fall first before realizing their mistake. And that's where I disagree with you. What exactly is the right direction? Because according to my father, the right direction was computer science for me. Because I know gree do medicine, so they wanted me to do computer engineering actually, so I can repair computer. Would that have been the right direction for me? Absolutely not. So what exactly is the right direction? I'm tired, I'm sorry. What exactly is the right direction? Fagba me popping that money gun. Oh yeah, pop those money guns. My target is 80 money guns. I set the target high today. If they work for Microsoft, I for no mind though. At least Microsoft for pay me well. Oh yeah. Someone says, okay, let's take a vote. Should I shake for people or should I not? Yes for shake, no for don't shake. Let's count the vote, because some people are saying I should stop cursing, some people are saying I should curse. So curse, yes. Don't curse, no. Let's count it, yes versus no. If you want me to curse them, yes. If you don't want me to curse them, type no. Yes versus no. Let's see. One person say yes. Two people say yes. 3 people say yes. 4 people say yes. 5 people say yes. 6 people say yes. 7 people say yes. 8 people say yes. 1 person say no. 2 people say no. 9 people say yes. 10 people say yes. 10 2. 3 people say no. 11 people say yes. So it's clearly people want me to shake way. Is hey, somebody just sent me superstars. Queen Oluseyi Ajijola. He said, don't curse. He pay money. He said, don't curse. Ada Blessing say no. Now only Oluseyi on count. Someone say the yap where the yap people they entertaining. No shake pay. I no go shake back. Just yap people. I no go shake pay for them. I go just they yap them. As in yes, no. Yeah, if you see YouTube, yes. Someone say yes times 10. Oluseyi Ajijola send me 2,500 stars. Sheyi, thank you so much. Someone say make I pay money to cost. Oh yeah. Let's see. Ebiere say yap. Oh yeah, they don't pay me 2,500 stars on Facebook. Say make I know yap. Oh yeah. If you want me to shake me, is it that money gone? Or stars or super chats? Let me see you. Those of you that want me to shake me to cost them. Also, don't yap people's parents. You know, when person is stupid, by default, they yap his own parents because either the parents did not know what to do with him or he's like his parents. You know, many people, if they not get sense now from their papa and mama, they get down. No be downgrade. I want to say yap, but don't shake me. Captain Mo, no be by mouth. Come and buy my stars. Come and buy my stars on Facebook. Super chat, super sticker, super likes. Where is John J? John J, they always like make I curse. Call John J, official Dr. John J. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tie anybody. As in, you see, let me tell you something. When you don't respond to people, you tend to succumb to their bullying because a lot of people bully you. Someone say, how do you buy super chat, super stickers, and super likes on YouTube? Simple. Bottom right hand corner, just where you type your messages, you will see a rectangle with a dollar sign in the middle. Click on it. Where is John J? Because John J is saying like yappies. Oh yeah. So I said, my new rule is anybody that calls me, I send the call straight back to their mother. Well, that's not what Christ taught us. Christ said we should turn our cheek. When they slap you here, turn your second cheek. That's the truth. But you know, some people, if you know yap them, they no go get sense. So if your yapping is coming from a place of love, that's why I must always make sure that I love the people I yap. Woo! Piata O Plomo just sent me 18 dirhams, if I got that correctly. 2024, no grief for anybody. Shegun Adewale said, make a New Year resolution to stop collecting stars and money gone. Shegun Adewale, and they say, make I no yap again, make I no vex. Shegun Adewale, how does a human being wake up in the morning on a Friday and decide that he wants to do social distancing with his brain? I want to ask you, how did you wake up this morning, Shegun Adewale, and decide that to prevent the outspread of a virus called thinking, you and your brain go just begin to do social distancing? Mo bere lowo eni. Do you know how stars and super chats and super stickers work? They help Facebook promote your channel so more people can see it. But you see, because you have decided to be slow, Tabade Wadie, Brother Shegun long pe ladugbo, they call him Brother Shegun. We rate nirun lekmon. In on they grow like 3 or 4 strands of blocker or hair for him blocker also. They call him bros. Some of the strands go down, they gray self. Meanwhile, one sense no dey in head. Piata Oplomo sent me more dirhams. Thank you very much. As in person go just wake up, just decide, say, you no one get sense. Shegun, wisdom has been chasing you all your life. The only problem is you run faster than wisdom, so it can't catch you. No matter how hard wisdom tries to chase you, you will keep outrunning wisdom. That's why you are where you are. Small time now, they say that the fish should not yap you. I cannot yap you. I'm just telling you the truth. COVID don't end though. This social distancing, what you decide to do with your brain, just end them. Hug your brain. Work together with your brain. The rest of you that have decided to have sense, thank you very much. If you are watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter. Pop my money guns on TikTok. Let's make some noise on TikTok. Pop my money guns. Then strainer for spaghetti. I always use and scratch my back and do some other things like clap my hands. Show people say I get power past them. Then someone said maybe you get long COVID. I swear. Now green spoon today. And okay, the yellow one day here. Normal Ibadan guy. Taste bud say Jesus. I don't chop and finish you. Waiting she chop you. She ate a whole bowl of chin chin. This taste buds now another scammer. I wish you can come to Germany. I love to come to Germany. I love to 24. I love to tour the world and take my message to the world and sit down with people and gist. Someone says she not shout Yeshua. No, because the word Jesus is not a real word. We use it when we are doing all these things. They say, do not call the name of the Lord in vain. Jesus is not his name. It's not his son's name. So that one you can call in vain. But we don't call the real name of the Lord in vain. Make una no vex. Now my explanation for am be that. They say another celeb don't leak video again. The video has been circulating everywhere. She was caught red-handed in the act, and her husband posted the video on the internet out of anger. The video is... We can't post... is this Instablog? Okay, instablog.tv. Come, no. Who did they leak video again? None of the tired to leak video. Say the woman do big wedding. The husband can't catch her with man. Who is the person? Please, who is the person? Who is the person? Be like say they just the scammer themselves. They just the scammer themselves. I don't think anybody's tape leaked. Plata Oplomo. This guy is just sending me stuff all the way from the UAE. Hey. Another person don't send me more super chat. Oluseyi Ajijola. He said, don't curse. Omo, Seyi Ajijola they win. Where is official Dr. John J? Call him. Celine Michalo said I should bring her up. Okay. I'm bringing her up.
Hello, Daddy Freeze.
Hello, Daddy Free. I mean, hello, person that does not have light. How are you doing?
I'm fine, sorry. They just took our life, but they'll bring it back shortly.
Where are you?
I'm in Lagos, Oshodi.
Hey, I don't get any light.
Sorry. They'll bring it back. Though I've sent for them to go and turn on the generator.
Official Dr. John J. They don't they win for Facebook. They say no more cursing. Oh yeah, you are
Daddy
here
Freeze,
now,
how are
even
you
though we
doing?
can't
How's your
see.
family? Merry Christmas. Compliment of the season.
Compliment of the season. Me, I know they celebrate Christmas, but compliment of the season is
Oh,
a season
sorry.
anyway. No,
Okay,
it's all right.
it's fine.
So go ahead, talk to me, my sister.
Okay, Daddy Freeze, I reported something to you on your message. I don't know if you saw it. I was trying to report you to someone, and I don't know if I can make it open here. But he's a celebrity and also an ambassador who I actually did business with. And I don't know if because of his kind of
No, you
status
cannot report
or
somebody when your face they covered. Maybe the celebrity can't hold me.
okay.
You where the reporter, we don't even fit see your face.
Daddy, can you see me now?
We can see you show the babe. Oh yeah, continue what you are saying. Make your face they show why you they talk. Who be the celebrity?
Okay. Yeah, but then Daddy Freeze, because I don't want him to know. I know you must have had his followers here to know about it. That's why I wanted us to talk private first before bringing it out.
Okay, but what did this celebrity do to you?
Actually, I don't know if I should say he scammed me of 13 million. I should
just put it as 13 million.
Honestly, I'm telling you that the Freeze is not. I've sent you series of message. It's not easy. I don't even want most of his people to see me here. That's why I've been trying to reach. You go through our message, you will see it. Honestly.
But you see, you are telling me message. How do I know that you are not lying to spoil the celebrity name?
No. I can't do that. There's a lot of evidence. I have a lot of evidence. I'll send them to you.
Okay, send the evidence to me. Let's pick it up from there.
Okay, I also sent you. I sent you his Instagram page on your WhatsApp. On Instagram here. Okay. You said okay, yeah.
But why did you give the person 13 million?
Actually, it was, I took him by words, and it's a business that we did, but it turns out to he doesn't, like I said, he has a lot of people here. When I say a lot of people, when I mention his name now, they will even want to call him. Have you seen it? I sent it to you.
My WhatsApp is on one of the phones here. Okay, send it to me again. Let me look at it.
I sent it to you on Instagram here, not on WhatsApp.
Okay, I'll look at it and then we'll come back to this.
Okay, all right.
All right, my darling sister.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You are most welcome.
All right.
All right, take care. Celine, now wow. Hey. All right, if you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Looks like official Don Fiesta. Yeah, let me bring him. Don Fiesta, how are you doing?
I'm
brother?
fine. Please give me 1 second, please.
Ebiere Berry.
Daddy, please, good afternoon here, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. What I just want to say to you, first of all, is that thank you, because you added a lot of value to most of us in the year 2023. We learned from you. You entertained us. You gave us information. You shared your knowledge with us, both spiritually and otherwise. And then for me, you have given me the honor of being able to share my knowledge and experience on your platform. I want to say thank you very much, sir, for everything. Thank you very much for everything. I'm going to send you a WhatsApp message.
I'll be glad to read that WhatsApp message from you.
Yeah, I'll drop a message for you. So I want to say thank you. Nothing more to say. You've been an integral part of our year. You've been on time. You've been consistent. You've been informative. You've been educated. Very learned, very intelligent man. I really respect you. So thank you so very much. That's all I came to say.
Oh, thank you so much, Official Don Fiesta. I'll be expecting your message. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Salman 100 says, Daddy Freeze, how come you know the Bible so well? It comes from constant reading. Samido just popped me a money gun. It comes from constant reading. Samido popped another money gun. Then I took the time. Samido just they pop, they go. God bless you, brother. I took Samido. Omo, blessings. Somebody said, "Now abuse, you teach me." No vex. You see, the more I studied scripture, the more certain things were not adding up, and the more I realized that I had to go the extra mile if I truly wanted to understand what the authors of scripture were trying to portray. So I started studying scripture in original languages, in Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, and Latin, alongside the proper history of religion. And I follow quite a few scholars. I have conversations with in-house Free Nation scholars like Simply Vic, who is a Free Nation scholar. That boy, they read book. Simply Vic, the boy, they read book. Sometimes I struggle to catch up. Sammy Doe, you just they pop these money guns. I got to just vex for you. You too much. Papa just they pop, they go. How many don't pop now? You don't pop 8 money guns now. 8 money guns. Whoa. That's scary, bro. Thanks, bro. Samido. Follow my number one gifter if you're watching on TikTok. Double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter. See, this is what you do on TikTok. Can you see my finger? All of you start it like this. If you're watching on TikTok right now, do this. If your phone screen never break, you don't love Daddy Freeze. If your phone screen never break, you don't love Daddy Freeze. Just do this. Can you see what I'm doing? That's what you should be doing right now on TikTok. Do it till your finger pains you. Do it. Follow my number one gifter on TikTok. Pop those money guns. Hey, Bieroki, sister here of life, how you doing? Mrs. Linda, my Rolex Cartier sister, how are you doing? Sama baby, so how do I know the Bible so much? Because I actually took time to study. And I studied through revelation. The more you study, the more God will reveal himself to you. And that's how I know that 99% of your pastors are fakes and snakes and jakes. I'm joking, I know they do. Woo! All right. Any more questions? I'm just answering questions right now. Playing around with my family on TikTok. Is Satan all that bad compared to God? There's no biblical record of Satan engaging in the buying or torture of any human being, unlike God, who is guilty. Unlike God, who is guilty and proudly guilty of genocide. As silly as this guy sounds, he is actually biblically accurate. In the entire Bible, Genesis to Revelation, Satan only killed 10 people. And those were the children of Job. Only 10 people. I dare you to prove me wrong. While God killed over 2 million people. Sodom and Gomorrah, the floods, Amalekites, you know. So we need to we can't, you see, the problem is using the Bible as the only book to understand God can prove a little tricky. That is why people like me like to read alongside history and also open myself up to the God within me. It is dangerous because if you open yourself up to the God within you, what God is within you? Many of you who have followed, especially these Pente pastors, you have followed their God, and their God is Satan. So sometimes you need to understand properly, and you can't understand scripture properly unless you go out of your way to study original context, original languages, the linguistical expression. You need to study the hermeneutics of scripture. You need to study the literal, moral, allegorical, and anagogical interpretations of scripture. So you've got to do quite a lot of work. Someone says, how did you meet taste buds? I will tell that story another. That story is long. It's not for today. It's a long story. I will tell it one day. The 10 plagues, yeah. You know, and some scholars will argue that God sent Moses to Pharaoh, and then the same God hardened Pharaoh's heart. So Pharaoh didn't have a choice. Do you understand? So it was like God was going to kill or buy the Egyptians anyway. You understand? Because how do I send somebody to set some people free, and then I'm the same person that now hardens the heart of the other people? So there's a lot of work. The relationship between Maria Magdalene and Yahushua, it's something I don't like going into because sadly I do not have all the information at my fingertips. Someone says you like me to discuss the Catholic Pope saying man and man should be blessed. I also don't want to talk about that because of community guidelines. So please forgive me. How come you came about the name Daddy Freeze? Okay, that's a long story, but I'll tell it. Make una help us beg Bongoli. Now so Bongoli no take come this our live again. Bongoli don't vex so because of Polo. But you see, Bongoli too also needs to understand something. Bongoli can be a bit mischievous, and in his mischief, he did cause unnecessary quanta. That question he asked Paul that day was unnecessary, if you ask me. It was like he was looking for a fight, and Paul gave it to him. Sadly. Why do interns in radio stations get stuck? Why do interns in radio stations get stuck? Career-wise, I have a lot of friends in this situation. Radio abroad is a good career. Radio abroad is a good career. But in Nigeria, even medicine is not a good career. So I say, no, we want chemical engineering boy for a cocker. Where is Ada Blessing? Don't take since I see Ada Blessing for this life. Make I look for her trouble small. Let me ask her what she wants. Uh-huh. I don't dey tire out. Sama baby. And that's why you were here and you were quiet.
Yes.
Like you are a human being.
I'm in the bathroom.
What are you doing?
Laundry?
Let's see the clothes you are washing.
You think it's a joke?
I don't believe you.
I'm washing what I wore today. I
What
sent
are
you the
you wearing
pictures.
while washing these things you are washing?
Stuff.
What do you mean by stuff?
Please, I'm doing my laundry and listening to you.
Oh yeah, be going.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Uh-huh. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Make some noise for me. Victoria.
Hello. Hi. Why is it that whenever I come on, your page is dark?
I don't know, and I can see you clearly.
Ah, right. It happened yesterday. I didn't even see your face.
But I could see you clearly.
This is my handsome brother.
Hey.
Good evening. Today's Friday night.
Same to you. Samido is popping my money guns. Now Samido, they keep me here. They give me joy. As just they pop my money guns, they go. Samido. Omo, they pop. Samido, they pop. Samido, they pop. Back to back popping. So far, let me see how many money guns he has popped. He has popped 12 money guns. Oh yeah, go ahead.
So what are we trashing today? What matter are we doing? Because you've been talking about so many things.
Just contribute to anyone you feel like.
Yeah, you see this religion one, It's so embarrassing the way things are going. The way when your kids will ask you certain questions about Christ. You know, in our time, they say whatever your parents say, okay, you have to go to church, you have to believe in God, don't ask questions and all that. But all those things have changed now. So now the young ones are like, okay, why is this? Okay, but the Bible said this. Like the other day, I was having a discussion with my son, and my son said, Mom, in Genesis, it says God created man and woman in his image. Okay, so who created the slaves? Was it not God? Are slaves not human beings? I said, yeah. Okay, so does it mean that if they say God is all-knowing, merciful, and loving, so why is it that, some people are kings and some people are slaves? And then he brought some, I think he was doing religious knowledge in school. And they were talking about this in school because that's where they give them ideas, Not negative ideas, just they study the Bible like a book, like a book. And they made mention of the slavery thing, of if mostly from the Old Testament, and said, slavery, okay, they don't use the Old Testament.
Slavery is properly established in the New Testament. I can give you New Testament verses. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 5. Slaves, obey your earthly master. Message of Paul to the church.
I think that was what he mentioned. And I really didn't know how to start explaining. I told him to go to Google.
You see, we can't run away from the fact that the Bible endorsed slavery. The Bible endorsed New and Old Testament. The Bible.
Guess what this boy said?
The Bible
endorsed rape as well.
Sorry,
because it says if a master rapes a slave, you pay the slave's
don't use
father.
That word. That word is very strong, so that they will not give me stress.
Okay, sorry.
Even,
the Bible.
Let me explain something to you biblically. Biblically, a man cannot commit adultery. A married man can only commit adultery if he sleeps with a married woman. If a married man sleeps with a single girl, it is not adultery, because the punishment for adultery is they go buy the person. Adultery only occurs when you take another man's wife. The Bible is clear. If a man seduces a woman who is a virgin, all he has to do is pay her bride price and marry her.
Yes,
If
that
the
one
man,
too.
if a man forces a woman who is not married, what he's supposed to do is pay her father, and he must marry her, and he can never divorce her. That's biblical. But however, if a man takes another man's wife, the penalty is they will buy him by stoning.
Okay.
Somebody said, what's now fornication? Fornication is an English construct. I say this all the time. The word fornication, you see, until you start studying scripture in original languages, the word fornication came from the Latin word fornix. If you open New Living Translation, if you open NIV, New International Version, you will never see the word fornication there. The Greek word that was translated as fornication in the King James Bible is porneia. Porneia does not mean fornication, it means prostitution in a larger sense and immorality in a smaller sense. And never was a man having a concubine considered immorality. Never was polygamy considered immorality. Never was a man sleeping with his wife that he is engaged to considered immorality. It was considered unchastity, but a milder form of unchastity. And the clearest example in scripture is the example of Joseph and Mary. If Joseph committed adultery with Mary, they would have stoned Joseph. But they only wanted to stone Mary. What saved Mary was that the angel appeared to Joseph and told him to take responsibility for the pregnancy. So the only thing they will not be able to do is they will not be able to have a full Hebrew wedding. Because you must be a virgin to be able to have the full bride price and the full wedding. And there must be proof of virginity. The proof of all these things are biblical. Make I start to, it's all biblical. The proof of virginity. Let me quickly read it to you. Deuteronomy 22, verse 13. Listen clearly. Suppose a man marries a woman, but after sleeping with her, he turns against her and publicly accuses her of shameful conduct, saying, when I married this woman, I discovered she was not a virgin. Then the woman's father and mother must bring proof of her virginity to the elders as they hold court at the town gate. Her father must say to them, I gave my daughter to this man as his wife, and now he has turned against her. He has accused her of shameful conduct, saying, I discovered your daughter was not a virgin. But here is the proof of my daughter's virginity. Then they must spread her bed sheet before the elders. The elders must then take the man and punish him. They must also fine him 100 pieces of silver, which he must pay to the woman's father because he publicly accused a virgin of Israel of shameful conduct. The woman will then remain the man's wife, and he may never divorce her. But suppose the man's accusations are true, and he can show that she was not a virgin. The woman must be taken to the door of her father's home, and then the men of the town must give her stone until she dies. So there must be the
culture.
proof.
Wouldn't you say that's such a barbaric culture?
That was, now it is this culture, this is Deuteronomy. This was a woman who was caught in the very act of adultery.
And then Jesus came and stopped it, right?
Yes.
So
and he judged them, saying, if any of you has not committed sin, you should cast the first stone. And they all left in shame. So at the end of the day, you need to understand that The laws back then were very harsh. There was a question you asked before I talked about the proof of this. There was something you were asking. I've lost train of it. Can you please remind me?
About okay. About
Slavery. Yes. Women and men. And you heard somebody now asked about fornication. So there's no such thing as fornication. I personally believe personally, and I'm waiting for somebody to disprove that belief. All the holier than thou people who actually slept with their girlfriends before they married them and all of a sudden now are all holy will tell you that you cannot sleep with your girl before you marry her. That's total BS. Once you are engaged, there's nothing stopping you from, there's no part of the Bible that says, because even the engagement, the fact that me and you have chosen to be together alone is a sign. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, there's no place in scripture that a man sleeping with his betrothed was considered fornication. No, I'm waiting for them to show it to me. The marriage bed is
okay. Let me just ask another kind of common sense question.
Yes, go ahead.
Are you trying to say that then men were not sleeping with men or women were not sleeping with women
they were,
due to the fact that they
were
were
clear about it that it is sinful according to the dictates of scripture. 1 Corinthians, I know Galatians chapter 5 and 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9, if I'm correct. 1 Corinthians 6 9. Perfect, I'm correct. Why would they my hair do? Do you know that the wicked will not inherit the kingdom of God? Neither the immoral or idolaters or adulterers or men where they do men.
Okay, it's written there.
It's written in the New Testament clearly.
Okay.
It's clear.
But the head
if you read it in the original language, if you read it in the original language, because the Bible was not written in English.
Yeah.
The word for that is asenokotai.
Okay.
Asenokotai. That's
okay.
the word for it. The Koine Greek word.
So it's fair to say that the leader of the Catholic denomination is basically changed and decided to say what he feels and not what the Bible says.
I don't want to go
exactly.
I don't want to go against the
no,
Church.
because
but you see, the problem with scripture is interpretation. The scripture also gives government a free hand. That's why Paul wrote in his letter to the Romans chapter 13 verse 1, obey all the dictates of the government. Because God himself put the government there, according to Paul. So you find yourself at a deadlock.
Yeah.
And then you now realize that the government has an agenda with this thing. They've been trying to promote it for a while. Most of our influencers are either openly or they are pushing the agenda.
Yeah.
Quietly. Home and abroad.
It's not quiet here anymore. It's not quiet. In fact, if you speak against, if you even look at anybody like that, I mean, that's an offense that you could get queried even at work.
Yes.
For that. You know, so they have the upper. So you have to be very, very, very careful. So now, regarding our younger generation, it's fair to say that at a certain time, religion, Christianity will be very archaic, traditional religion that they only indulge in once in a while. Because as it is in the UK now, Christmas is not just about the birth of Christ now. Christmas is now holiday.
That is where it is going. You see, now, first of all, let's even start with the fact that we know it never had anything to do with the birth of Christ. Christ was not born on the 25th of December.
Yes, yes.
And Christ never celebrated a birthday, nor did he ask anybody to celebrate his birthday. Biblical origin birthdays were pagan. The only two mentions of birthdays were pagan. Pharaoh in the Old Testament and Herod in the New Testament. And they were pagan festivals of revelry. And it was so vile that Herodias' daughter could ask Herod for the head of John the Baptist as a birthday because she died.
As a birthday.
You understand? So and Christ was saddened that day. So nobody, no Christian, no follower of God ever. We're talking of a book written over 5,000 to 8,000 years, and there's no evidence of anybody holy. Not Moses, not Aaron, not Malachi, not Nehemiah, not John, James, or the apostles of Christ, or John the Baptist. None of them ever celebrated a birthday. So birthdays in Christianity are what you call Greco-Roman period influences. The influence of the Greeks and the Romans on Christianity. The New Testament, for instance, was written over a period of 80 years. Do you know what 80 years is? How old are you, Victoria?
You want me to come and say it on your live?
I will say my own. I'm 47. How old are you? I know you are 1 year older than me or something.
Okay, fine, yeah.
If you are 50, it means your mom would be about 80. Or a little less than 80. I just want to give you what 80 years sounds like. So imagine from the day your mother was born till today, nobody ever celebrated a birthday. That's a long period. Not Paul, not Peter, not Mark, not John. And nobody ever celebrated Christmas. Nobody was ever concerned about Christmas as a festival or as something to celebrate or commemorate. It was the Greco-Roman influence, post-biblical influence that brought about Christmas. And a lot of scholars would argue most of the influences of Christmas are pagan. Most of the
we know that.
So you
because
see,
we have the Christmas tree, which is very, very traditional. Is a very pagan thing, like Christmas tree
even
and putting
Easter,
up decorations.
the word Easter.
Oh no, Easter, they removed Easter about Christ. It's not about Easter egg.
Easter, the word Easter, if you Google Bible Encyclopedia, Easter was a name gotten from a Teutonic goddess of fertility. You named the Passover after a mami water. This is as in just get as you are. Do you have Google where you are?
Yeah.
Just type 3 words: Bible Encyclopedia Easter, and read what comes up. You'll be amazed that you see the public domain.
And talking about that mommy water thing, I don't think there's anything demonic or negative about mommy water. I'm sorry, this is me. This is me.
I just use the word mommy water. What I meant to say is maybe a marine spirit.
It's topics now. These are topics. These are sometimes questions in my head, yeah? Because I read about Lilith. Is it Lilith or Lilibet?
Lilith was, according to folklore and tradition, but it's non-scriptural. And the only biblical reference to Lilith was, I think, in the book of Isaiah. And the Liliths come out at night and something like, hey, I never order suya. My beauty. No, they know me now. You're looking so beautiful. Come on, you must give me a kiss. If you're not, I'm not giving you this phone.
Hey, God, help my sister, please come and bring. Oh, I can't.
Come and bring kiss. You're not collecting any phone if you don't give me kiss.
You're stressing me, you this man.
Please give him a kiss, sir.
Where do you want to go?
I'm tired of kissing.
Oh, please give him a kiss, babes.
Hello, guys.
Are
Hey,
you done?
Asanwa,
Yes.
nwaanyị bụ sọ mma.
Leave it
Biko
and
bịa ka
accept
ntụọ gị
what
afa.
you
Hey,
Ịmakazi
hello.
ọmụma asa ahụ, obi dị ya, nwaanyị mmife di ya na-eli.
Oh,
Eh?
yeah.
Nwaanyị masịcha mma. Look at your 19-year-old son. Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
So, oge anyị nwa na-ala na-awụfusi na toilet na-ala na-ebleed na-egbu ka nwa gị ra. So gị na nwa gị very soon unu ga na-eje club na-enweta onwe unu. Hi Chineke Benedict.
I'm telling
Hey,
you.
Benedict igbulu anyị wayo. Igbulu anyị wayo. Igbulu
Captain,
anyị
how far?
wayo.
You don't forget me.
Abu Robele Wayo.
Help me
Look
tell
at
them
that.
like the
I
last
saw your
one,
teeth
juicy
today. I
fatty
was like,
bits.
how Chineke nna. God
Make I give
bless
you one
you.
gist. Make I give you one gist
God
for the
bless
normal
you.
suya.
Well,
Guys, I did live. Make I give you one gist for the normal suya. When they bring the ram meat, me I like the one we get fat, the torso inside the ram meat. So me I go use torchlight. My phone when taste bud speak, she go all pick random. When me I want pick, I go use torchlight, go pick the torso. Oh, one day she just this last one where you send. Now so she sit down, just look and say Then me once I just shine the light, I don't see where the torso they hide. I just quickly bring the light down. So she go just pick random. Me I know where they go. My hand go just go.
No,
Hey.
No more eating without talking. I know they take again.
No. All right, bro. I'm waiting.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Somebody they asked me the other day, say where normal suya. I say the day Admiralty at the end, if Lekki Bridge, all the way up that road towards the far end of Admiralty, you will get their suya there. So Victoria, you were saying something because I'm about to round off. I've been on for 2 hours.
Victoria, my sister.
sorry, I want us to talk about this mommy water thing, yeah?
Uh-huh.
I just want, because I've read about it and I researched a lot about it, and
Why? Did they tell you you had mommy water when you were a child? Tell me the truth. Don't lie. Vicky. Oh yeah, tell us.
every beautiful woman they say has mommy water spirit.
When I want marry taste buds, they tell me say she get mommy water. I can't sit down, they think am. No, I will tell you this story today. I can't sit down, begin think am, say, of all the women where I don't deal with, she has treated me nicest. Yeah. A pastor tell me, I no go lie this thing. And I want celeb for Nollywood. Now I carry me go meet that pastor. I no go mention the celeb name.
Was it for you to leave her or for you to be
For me
close
to
to her?
leave her that she was going to give me problem in this life. Say she be mommy water. Now I can't look my life. The one where they come from, where they say they normal. Now problem in one take kill me. Now suffer. I can't look this one where they say na mommy water.
And she's so nice.
She give me peace.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I gave that pastor 200,000 naira. Taste buds they here now.
I vex for you. I never even.
200,000 naira. The pastor said, make I sow dangerous seed. Now I sow dangerous seed. Now they begin the kabash for my head. Say this woman is an agent of the marine kingdom. That it was the marine kingdom people that I can't begin fear, I can't begin to run. I never talked this story before. One day I just sit down use my church mind say, waiting can catch the woman. Be say she can't invite me to her church the next time. Say make I sow another seed. Now they look and say this thing can't be like job now.
Yeah.
This thing can't be like job.
Yeah.
Now it can't make me now it can't surgery me. Now I can't think and say come. This woman where they say na mommy water, they treat me right. In fact, na mommy water if I define now.
Exactly.
Say na mommy water.
Exactly.
Say even if I leave taste buds, the next woman where they go meet must be mommy water. If you are not mommy water, will be part of your CV. I go look your CV. Quick, come. Are you mommy water? If you say no, is your mother mommy water? I say no. Disqualified. Next. Mommy water can't turn criteria.
I just feel that water is life.
Yes, no.
You cannot be enemy to water. Also, if it was that wrong, why did God allow it? Okay, fine. Now I'm thinking there are different realms. They say we have different realms in the universe, right?
Mhm.
We have up to the 7th realm. I don't know if but I've been reading so many things and I've been getting so many ideas. So maybe it's just me. I think you get to a certain stage in your life, you're like, okay, I want to be spiritual, but how do I access my spirituality? What do I believe in? What do I need to unlearn? And what do I need to learn? Just to understand yourself. Because if you say, okay, I want to honor my ancestors, I think that's the right thing to do, to honor your ancestors, recognize them. And I think I know there is God for a fact, and I also feel that people should be allowed to worship their God in any way they want. And using our Prime Minister, for example, we know what he worships, and he is so successful. He is even more successful than people carrying Bible from morning to night, doing fasting and prayer. So that now brings a confusion to me and like to my son. Like when we are talking, my son is like, Mom, please, who wouldn't want to be like him? Privileged family, marriage is forever. His parents are still married. His wife's parents are still married. Yeah, they are still going on and they have so much money, so there must be something. If you be layman, you go say there must be something about these people or this religion. Make we go try them. Maybe their own day different. So and we that we are holier than thou, our lifestyle is not even reflecting it. A lot of us we struggle. I remember even my daughter one time, oh mom, you pray too much, and the more you're praying, the worse the situation is getting. So the kids, they don't even have that patience. And then sometimes you now think to yourself, like, okay, we'll pray, Sha, we'll pray. But then that zeal of pray endlessly and keep believing and keep believing, at the end of the day, everybody will die, both the good and the bad. But once we are here, and this is what scientists and the typical white person would tell you, like, once you are here, make the best of it.
Let me tell you,
you
brought this out of me. I didn't want to use it yet, but this is my message on Sunday. Principle over prayer. Principle over prayer. It's going to be very deep and biblical. Let me tell you something for free. If you are principled and you don't pray, you will succeed.
Exactly.
If you are prayerful and you have no principles, you will fail. Whether like you pray or not, if you are principled, you will succeed. Elon Musk does not pray. He's irreligious. He believes in God, but he doesn't worship God.
Can't be bothered. Exactly.
So, but at the end of the day, how did he build Tesla? Principles. So why is Nigeria and Africa in general, why are we failing? Because we are relying on the supernatural for what we must demand in the physical. Karl Marx said, religion is the opium of the masses. To abolish religion as the illusion of hope of the masses demands that you give them real hope. The reason why Africa is so religious is because we do not have hope. There is no hope. If they tell you today in Africa that you have stage 3 cancer, you have no hope. Because the amount of money you will spend for stage 3 cancer is different from the one you spend for stage 1 cancer. And when they give you a quote of 50 million naira, 20 million naira, 30 million naira, you just go home and wait for your time. But instead of going home to give up hope, you go to church that will give you the illusion of hope. I feel most churches sell hope. They don't even sell real hope.
Like
they sell
year,
an
I've said in my WhatsApp, I've said, don't tell me this year I'm doing this. This year is a year of this soft landing. This year is a year of, keep it to yourself, please. Just wish me Happy New Year and just end it. Don't start telling me this. Don't go there. Don't start. Don't decree anything. Don't decree, because most of the people that were decreed even last week, a lot of people have died this morning.
Let me
You know,
tell you
so
something. This year was a particularly tough year for my family. I've never shared this publicly, and I'm going to still share it codedly. We had 2 cancer scares.
oh yeah.
I told you, in fact, 3.
Yeah.
3 cancer scares.
Okay, so the one here is fine now, right?
They are all fine. The one in the UK we are looking at, but I'm not going to talk about that one much. But the 2 we had
Okay.
in Nigeria, oh,
You know, I can
and
imagine.
the way I raised one of them was one of our kids, and the way I raised my kids to be intellectual, to be critical thinking, it was the child that came to me and said, Daddy, I'm worried. This thing looks like
Oh no.
cancer. And we had it tested, and it was cancer. But we caught it at the earliest possible stage, and we did all the necessary surgeries and treatments. The second was another close member of family. This one was in the inside family. The second was another very close member of family who we treated in 2021 for cancer, and we thought the cancer came back. And that one, once again, the person was not domiciled in Lagos. So the person went to a hospital in Port Harcourt, and they did an MRI. If I remember clearly, yes, they did an MRI, and then they showed around the area where we treated the cancer with radiation and chemotherapy initially, they now showed growths. So they were about to start chemotherapy again.
Wow.
I know chemotherapy can be very toxic. Oh, I know what we went through because
Very.
we treated that person, you know.
Yeah.
So
Very.
when the person told me, the first thing I said is, I don't believe one MRI is good enough to determine if you have cancer or not. Come to Lagos, let us do a PET CT scan. With a PET CT scan, we'll be able to tell if it is cancer or not. And guess what? This person is one of the most prayerful people I know. PET CT is too expensive. PET CT is this. PET CT is that. I said we will pay. So first of all, we first went to do another MRI in Lagos, which we shouldn't have bothered doing. We should have just gone straight for the PET CT. But at the end of the day, we now did another MRI. And because the MRI machine in Lagos was slightly better, we still saw those lumps, but they were interpreted as something else.
Okay.
That's when I said, you know what? Everybody bring your money. We are doing PET CT. So we went and did PET CT. And there was no reason to treat any cancer. What they would have treated her for in Port Harcourt was actually an old calcified fibroid in the womb. You understand what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
So this person would have started taking chemo, if not for us. And
that chemo would have killed, because chemo destroys even the good cells.
And this is one of the most prayerful. Please, somebody I know that wake up in the middle of the night and pray. But you see, at the end of the day, in as much as people say, bless God, God has given us this equipment. He has given us this intelligence. He has given us, you understand? And He's guiding us. So sometimes, in as much as we want to bless God, God also wants us to realize that it is us that did it.
Yes.
Through the knowledge He has already given us. And through the direction. Because you see, sometimes the problem with religion is you block God out. Because God talks to everybody. Go and read the book of Thomas. The book of Thomas, Christ said, lift a rock, you will find me there. Split a wood, you will find me there. I am in you and around you.
Mm-hmm.
Christianity has taken God to the church and
Mm-hmm.
taken the pastor as God's high priest. Meanwhile, this God is in you.
I agree
So
with that.
you are letting people who are uneducated. I was watching Dan McClellan with Taste Buds today. A lady came and asked him a question about righteousness. On my clap for the guy. The lady said, please, what does righteousness mean in original Hebrew? That she's looking for a scholar of original Hebrew, not Yiddish or modern Hebrew. Dan said, pleased to meet you, meaning I'm a scholar of original Hebrew. So look at the level of exposure. How can you go now? He was able to break down righteousness according to what it meant then, according to what it meant in the when the English Bible was first written, and in the reality of the contemporary world. No Nigerian pastor can do that breakdown for you. They don't their understanding is now we that have read Bible in original languages. That's why you see Lucifer on my page. If until 400 years ago there was no English Bible, in the Greek, in the Latin Bible, which was the only Bible the world had for 1,200 years, one whole millennium and 2 centuries. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 19 referred to Christ as Lucifer. Is there. When they translated it to English, they dropped it. You can't argue it. It is fact. And because the Bible was the New Testament was originally written in Greek, the word that was translated to Lucifer was phosphorus in Greek. And phosphorus means exactly Lucifer, light bringer.
Okay.
But it came to English, and English translated it as Daystar, which still means Lucifer or phosphorus anyway. But just because of that slight translation, and because somebody erroneously, King James that is, erroneously translated Isaiah chapter 14 verse 12 as Lucifer, the whole world believes Isaiah chapter 14 verse 12 was talking about the devil, and Lucifer is the devil. Now, so mistranslation, take give devil horn.
Take answer. Okay, so what's the name of the angel that was cast down then?
There's no biblical account of any angel that was cast down. An angel will be cast down in the book of Revelation chapter 12 verse 9. Bible fool my head, sha. I dey proud myself.
So, okay, so now devil. So who be devil? Who be Satan?
You see, the Old Testament devil, we are now going to Christian scholarship. The Old Testament devil does not sound like the New Testament devil. The word Satan in Hebrew actually means an accuser. So if I stand as an accuser against you, I am a Satan. Read Job chapter 1 verse 6 and Job chapter 2 verse 1. Let me read them to you. Listen to this. Job chapter 1 verse 6.
Wow.
One day the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. And God asked, where are you coming from? And Satan answered the Lord, I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything going on. So how is Satan a fallen angel if he attends meetings in heaven? Make it make sense. No. Now sometimes there's one occurrence I might feel this. Let's go to Job chapter 2 now. Job chapter 2, please. Don't be angry. Verse 1. Listen. One day, the members of the heavenly court came again to present themselves before the Lord, and the accuser, Satan, came with them. Where have you come from? The Lord asked Satan. Satan answered, I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything going on. Then the Lord asked Satan, have you noticed my servant Job? So now God, they even asked Satan, say, you don't notice Job? Does this Satan look to you like he fought God one war and they threw him down?
No.
Person where they go, if I attend one meeting for Job chapter 1, God called another meeting, like board of directors meeting in Job chapter 2, and Satan was there. Let us go to Revelation chapter 12. Now remember, the book of Revelation, even though scholarly now we realize it was talking about the Roman Empire, but we're not going to go into that because confusion go plenty. But according to our understanding, the book of Revelation is supposed to be the end times, the rapture, and all that. Trumpets are supposed to blow. Revelation chapter 9 speaks of the trumpets blowing. You don't hear any trumpets.
No, not
Now,
yet.
the book of Revelation was written in sequence. Each chapter starts with the Greek word ke. Ke means and or the. So, Revelation chapter 9 starts with ke. Revelation chapter 10 starts with and. So, what Revelation chapter 10 means, after you finish Revelation chapter and or then, do you understand? In Revelation chapter 9, they blew the first trumpet. Or they blew the trumpets. In Revelation chapter 10, 11, and 12. Now, in 12, let me read 12 verse 9 for you. Revelation chapter 12 verse 9.
Whoa.
Verse 7,
Whoa.
so you understand 9. I'm reading 7, 8, 9. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. And the dragon lost the battle. And and his angels were forced out of heaven. This great dragon, the ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, the one deceiving the whole world, was thrown down to the earth with all his angels. So that means not only can Satan go to heaven, he can go there to the point where he can start a war there. And this is the end times. This is the prophecy of the end times. So you need to understand that what we have as church is so toxic, it is leading you away from God. A Nigerian pastor go bring Cain saying one flog devil.
Devil, when they get meeting
Devil,
with
when
God,
they
are you
as in how?
talk with God. Where God, they say, don't touch that. You see, you can do anything you want, but you see that his life, don't take it, don't touch it. You know.
Let me read another
what
portion
is the
for you.
punishment?
Let me read
Wow.
another portion for you. Matthew chapter 4. No even need for me to read it. Christ went into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. In fine devil go to tempt him. The devil took him to the highest pinnacle and said, worship me, I'll give you the city of this, all the cities of this world.
So let's put it in a layman's language. The devil said, Jesus, come, let's go up here.
He carried
Come.
him. The Bible used the word carried. Let me open it for you.
Oh,
Matthew
he
chapter 4. Yes, now. Unless I'm wrong. Matthew chapter 4 verse 8. The thing in my head.
So Jesus relaxed for a hand. So you carry me, they go.
Let me read it. I think verse 8. He said the devil took him, not carried. Let me look for the Greek translation. Let me read the Greek Bible. Then the Greek word is paralembani, meaning to take. So it's the devil took him. This is the English translation. It says, next the devil took him to the peak of a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. And the devil said, I will give it all to you if you worship me. And Christ said, get out of here, Satan. For the scriptures say you must worship the Lord your God and serve him only. So this devil, where they say they don't cast down, they attend meeting for heaven. They carry Christ, go mountain. They carry Christ, go temple. Constantly go start war for heaven.
Can you imagine?
So how does it add up? Then Nigerian pastor will not get sense, we no go school. When here and in brain they do social distancing. Go contact saying one flog devil.
You know, because there's something that in Croydon the other day, there was a festival, not a festival, like a charity event where a lady, I think she's an Ifa priestess, she was doing a charity event called Issue is Not Satan.
100%.
So I told her I was going to give her a call. She needs to explain that issue is not Satan. Now, as an Ifa priestess, that's the worship of our ancestors, right?
Yes.
So meaning that even our ancestors knew that issue is not Satan.
Yes, now.
So
Let me
what's the issue
explain
then?
it to you. Let me explain it to you. Now, you see, when you try to understand Bible, one of the most important parts is translation. When Samuel Ajayi Crowther was translating the Bible, there were it's like when King James was translating the Bible, he translated the Hebrew word "ram" as unicorn because he did not understand the word, so he brought unicorn and put inside Bible. Meanwhile, unicorn are fairy tale animal. What "ram" actually means is wild ox. So when the English Bible was translated to Yoruba, Samuel Ajayi Crowther did not have we didn't have a character called Satan.
A real character.
We didn't have. It didn't exist. We had an Olodumare or Olorun, which is like the supreme deity. So Olorun became God. But now we don't have a Satan whose character is like Satan. What we had was a deity, a mischievous deity called Eshu, or in Greek mythology, Loki. So that is how Eshu was given the characteristics of Satan. But Eshu is not Satan, because in the entire Bible, Satan only killed 10 people. In the whole Bible, Genesis to Revelation. And the 10 people he killed were the children of Job that God told him to go and kill. So even the 10 people he killed, Seth, is under the instruction of God. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's a very delicate situation.
It's not delicate. People need to know these things, because when I saw it, I was a bit taken aback. Like, what are you saying?
Yes,
Issues? No, she said no.
She's 100% correct.
So who are we casting and binding, please?
You can't cast and bind Satan that is in heaven. It's just an effort in futility and stupidity. The one we bounded, the one we casted and we bound for the last 20 years. Is it not when you relocated to the UK your life started having meaning?
Wow.
Baba, let me tell you, the devil of the collective way we think is what we need to cast and bind.
The mindset, isn't it?
That is the devil. The Nigerian mindset, the Nigerian religious mindset is the devil. That's what's holding us back. That's what's impoverishing us. A pastor in this poverty, you don't know what poverty is. Poverty will tell his church members that they should pay tithe, and when they finish paying tithe, they should pay more offering than tithe. What are they going to eat? There's this medicine I take, Revive. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see.
I can't see you.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe you send it through WhatsApp.
Those of you who are watching, I always buy this Revive. It's very good for your heart, and I just take one sachet every day.
Did you buy it here or it's in Nigeria?
I buy it in Nigeria. When I first bought it, the first time I bought it was 30K. Last time I bought 2 packets, October, no, because there are 30 sachets, so you end up. I bought it at 50K. Today I just went into the store and they had only 2 left. I said, how much? They said 69K each. That is the last. I bought the 2, 130K.
Now that's evil.
But you see, they don't produce it in Nigeria, so they're going to import it. They're going to pay duty. They're going to ship it. How much is it going to come to? It's not locally produced. Now, I'm preparing myself in March that this thing is going to be like 85K sachet, a box. So maybe instead of drinking one every day, I'll start drinking one every 2 days or drinking half.
Can you imagine? Can you just imagine?
Because I don't understand how one person go drink 80,000 naira medicine.
Anything for your body. Anything for your body.
It is fantastic. It works so well for me. I love it. But at this rate, can I, even at this 69,000, it was a struggle. I'm like, I just spent 130K
Of course.
for supplies for 2 months. Something that used to be 30K. I used to do every month. Once it's finished, I go. Now, the last one I bought 50K. I bought 2. As they finished, I don't turn 69K from 100K before, now 130K. And they told me that this is the last 2 they have, that I better pick it. That they don't.
So they don't even know when they will get another one. So it's so it is we against ourselves. So why are we accusing spirits that other people worship?
Thank you.
Right? Why are we accusing? So the devil is here. So that means that I can even go to devil. I can say, devil, okay, help me talk to God about this issue now, please now, and then I can also tell the devil, lawyer, this person has offended me. Can you help me punish the
Maybe
person?
not to that extreme. But you see, to be very honest, I believe much of our folklore and our traditional stories were mistaken for evil.
No, I don't think it was mistaken for evil. I think
it was deliberately.
I think they had to make us look bad, make everything about us look bad, our tradition, our worship, our food, everything, make us so that they will now have an opportunity to introduce us to another kind of God.
100%.
And who knows?
If
because
you're watching on TikTok,
double click the screen. One thing that is true. That all our ornaments and all our statues that they said is rubbish, that they stole, that is in the museum. Please, it is rubbish. It is not powerful. Give it back to us.
Thank you.
But because there's an energy associated to those statues, those ornaments, whatever it is that is there, they don't want to lose it. Right? Just like during the coronation, there was a stone that was brought from Ireland. And the last time the stone was brought to the UK was 1800, I don't know how many years ago. So that is a stone. So if you're telling me not to worship my own ancestors and what they stood for, what's that stone doing in the cathedral, in a church? Why did you bring that stone into the church where a king was going to be coronated? I'm still trying to, and that's what all our young people will be thinking, like, okay, what's this stone doing here? I thought you said most of our let's say deities were carved from stones and wood, and it's rubbish. They need to be burnt down. But you have them in the museum, and you don't want to give it back. If it's that useless, give it back. We've even offered. I heard Nigeria has even offered to buy it back from them, and they still refuse. So that means there must be an energy with those our Bini, I think it's the Bini ornament or whatever, that they are also, taking advantage of. This whole thing is so. We need to talk about. Please, when are we coming back again? Because there's so many questions. I'm going to be asking you all. These are questions
ask, and I will tell you for free. There's so many things that we used to fear. You see, they came and they made everything black bad. They made us fight against ourselves. What we considered idols, they call artifacts.
Okay, give us back our artifacts now.
They made us call them idols, and they took them to their own country and called them artifacts.
Are we sure that they are not worshipping it as well?
A black man will go and burn down a shrine in the name of Jesus. I laugh. Then you go to the grotto. Is a grotto and shrine? What's the difference? Okay, one is made more classily because they have better technology.
What's Father Christmas?
A white man gives out gifts. As in every single thing they do, they make us inferior and they make themselves superior. It is not.
Yeah.
It is not. How do I put it? It is not an accident. It is strictly intentional. Religion is so damaging, especially our faith. This our own. Because Muslim own, they teach them love. Where you go see Afa we get private jet? I never see Afa we get Rolls Royce.
I never see you. I never
Small
see
pastor go
you.
start to preach before you know it. Then the latest one is this morning set of prayers. Baba, now they don't do
I
5
don't know.
to
I
6,
don't know. You know, okay.
6 to 7, 7 to 8. Vicky, I will show you some, but my fear is if I show you, you go lick them. I get some inside gist about that your guy.
Leave that one. Leave that. Don't be
No,
serious.
as in
Okay,
embarrassing.
you
But we
need
no go
to
mention am, we leave am.
explain this mommy water thing. The queen of the coast. We need to talk about it. I need to understand it because it's not evil. It's not evil as far as I'm concerned. It's also
Let me
like
tell
a
you, what
diet.
was your own
a
personal
thing.
experience with Mami Water? Let me even ask you.
I've not had any experience.
But it looks
Really?
like you had, or they demonized Mami Water around you.
Yes, it was demonized because every time, oh, you have a mommy water spirit, oh, you have, your this or your that, and I'm thinking to myself, how, why? I'm not even into water like that. I'm not light skinned either. I'm dark skinned. So if I want to belong to anything, it's probably the earth. I would rather want to be an earth child, than a water. But there's nothing. I don't see anything wrong in that or in the people that worship it. And reading about Lilith, whom they kind of made to be, I believe myself that Lilith existed because they said she was the first wife of Adam, and she gave birth to 5 daughters, of which Eve, is it Cain or Abel, married one of his sisters, which is
where did
Lilith's.
you get that from? Because I
It's on-
thought it's on.
There's a book I read for my dissertation in the British Library. I don't know. I think I'll find it in my dissertation list.
Please.
And that was where they wrote it because I was writing about religion and, some of its effects. And I was delving in. The thing was taking me to where I didn't know. So at a point, I had to stop because there's so many books in the British Library about religion that is not even out there. But because I was reading it as per just reading to write. But as a Christian, I was asking, there's so many questions. Now, the book says that Lilith is a deceiver, obviously, that, God created she and Adam same time, and that is why Genesis, the book of Genesis says God created man and woman he created. So it is Lilith and Adam that we created at the same time. It didn't say God created man, then waited, then the man slept, then no, first, that very, very first Genesis, right? And then Adam went out, and later on Lilith became very ambitious, like, for example, the feminist woman, right? Because God loved women, and she was also very, very powerful, and she wanted to know God. She wanted to see God face to face. She wanted to know who this God is.
According
And
to
God
the
felt
legend,
that-
she called God his name that nobody is supposed to call. And God banished her.
And banished her into the ocean. Right?
It wasn't into the ocean. No. That's another narrative.
That's a book. Yeah, I'm going
because
to find
it's a
the
Hebrew
author.
tradition. It's a Hebrew tradition. Banished.
Okay, so the story says that God now banished her into the waters. Then when God now created Eve from Adam's ribs, that it was Lilith that transformed into a snake and went to try to deceive Eve and say, because obviously she wanted to know more and got banished. So she wanted to finish what she started. I want to know this God. And went to tell Eve that, look at you, do you know you're naked? Da, 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 da. And after deceiving her, went back. So that's why the Queen of the Coast is always kind of tagged with snakes. That easily she can form into a snake. Yeah. And this is Oyibo book. Oh, this is not even African anything. This is Oyibo book.
But you see, because I studied the Hebrew legend, I think this is another person's interpretation of the Hebrew legend. Does not have anything. Does not link up with the snake.
I'll get you the title, the name
Get
of
me
the
title. Let me
author.
read it. Let me read it.
I'll get the
Because
name of
I
the
studied
author.
Lilith according to the Hebrew folklore. It was a post-biblical folklore, and Simplific and I attended a course on the creation, and somebody raised Lilith. I'll talk to Simplific and get back to you. It's hard to establish
they said that was
Lilith.
Okay, so because now why I believe it a bit is Adam and Eve had boys,
Yes.
Cain and Abel.
Yes.
And Cain and Abel got married. Who did they marry?
Now let me explain this to you.
Now that folklore says they married Lilith's
Let me
children,
explain
daughters.
this to you, yeah. There were human beings on earth long before Adam and Eve. The greatest biblical scholar has not estimated the creation beyond 8,000 years. Maximum I've seen is 15,000 years. You want to tell me this world is 15,000 years? When there's a Turaki boy, Turakai boy, whose body was found in Kenya. It's at the Kenya airport. When you reach Kenya airport, you will see Turaki boy Kenya. Let me show you.
Wow. Okay.
Hold on, skeleton. The skeleton is there.
Really?
Yes, now. Turkana boy, that's what it's called. I don't want to show you. Just Google Turkana boy. Wow. 1.5 million years ago. No scholar can estimate the Bible to be 1,005. If you look at creation, if you use the dates, and this was born, all the scholars that have tried, nobody has gotten past 15,000 years. And then in Africa, we have the fossilized remains of the Turkana boy that is 1.5 million years old. So obviously, there's no argument. Before the Garden of Eden, humans lived on earth. So it's very easy for Cain to go and marry somebody else from the east. Because the Bible says he went to the east of Nod and married somebody else there. So it doesn't have to be his sister. It doesn't have to be... all these things are assumptions. It is his sister. The Bible did not say he had a sister. It is Lilith. Lilith is post-biblical. And it is a faint... My problem with Lilith is it is not like the book of Enoch that is outside the Bible but is firmly established. It is a faint folklore somewhere hanging that people are struggling to piece together. So that's my take. To make the Bible make sense, I believe that human beings evolved and then God created Adam and Eve in his own image, carrying his own breath. Those ones evolved normally. Do you understand? So Adam and Eve were supposed to live in a special garden and they were supposed to be special. That's my understanding. I may be wrong. Do you understand? So there's so many things that you cannot prove using the Bible or religion.
So then the Bible saying, oh, God created Adam and Eve. So who created the other people?
They don't. You see, that's the thing. That's what I like to tell people. Did you study science?
I ask you some kind of questions, and you go just look there like,
Did you study science at any point?
In school, in Nigeria now, can I boast? I can't boast of it, but yes, I did study science.
I also studied evolution. I read Charles Darwin's book, Origin of Species.
Okay, yeah, I did Charles Darwin.
I read,
in psychology.
Works on evolution, adaptation, survival of the fittest. There's another term, because Origin of the Species is not really about evolution. It's about, I've forgotten what it is. I personally believe the theory of evolution because it explains it, and we see the link. Of course, there's a missing link between the humanoids and the apes, but you can understand evolution, the 5-finger concept. You can understand all those things, mammalians and reptilians and amphibians, and it's plausible. It might not be 100% accurate, but it makes more sense than two people were created 12,000 years ago and then they filled the whole world. There's still something missing.
But the case of Lilith, when it says man and woman, God created them, which is in Genesis 1:27,
Yes.
it has to be Lilith and not Eve.
Now, let me now explain that to you. I had the opportunity during one of my scholarship programs to understudy the origin. There's no, first of all, you need to understand that there's no original book of any of the books of the Bible. It doesn't exist anywhere. What you have are copies of copies of copies. There's no original Mark, original Matthew, original Genesis. So, one of the ancient scrolls that contained the book of Genesis, when it was found, it was moth-eaten. As in the text, there were holes. So they were incomplete sentences. So the scholars now try to fill in those sentences with what they best assumed was the text. And also remember that ancient Hebrew and Aramaic are languages that many people don't speak today. So they try to fill it up with, and I would never say the Lilith story is a lie. But I'll also not say it is true. Because nobody has the original book of Genesis. What they have is scrolls that were moth-eaten and they try to patch together to try to make sense of the text. So yes, there's a possibility that there was a Lilith, because you cannot say in Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, God, let us make them in our image. Then in Genesis chapter 2, the man was now lonely.
Okay, that's the confusion now.
Because, do you understand? So the man was now lonely, and God now said it's not good for the man to be lonely. The same man that you created.
Where's the first man and woman that? Yes,
now, in as much as it looks like this is leaning towards Lilith, we need to understand that this book was not complete. People tried to make sense out of it. So that's the most sense they were able to make out of it, which leads us the poetic license and the ability to interpret the book to suit what we understand. Let me tell you what Christianity does. We don't have answers, but we have a Bible that must fit inside our life. So we bend the world to suit the narrative of the Bible. I'll give you an example. There was a flood that covered the whole world. Meanwhile, nobody knew anything about Australia in any journal, any book before 1960. No, not 1960, before 1600. Nobody knew that there was Australia and New Zealand. They are cut off from the world. And they have the kind of animals that nobody else has: kangaroos, platypuses, wombats. So how do you want to tell me that the kangaroo that nobody has seen before swam all the way from Australia to Middle East to survive the flood? And when the flood was done, it swam back, because Australia is an island away from, you can't get from anywhere to Australia without crossing plenty water. So if they could survive swimming the sea from there to there, they might as well have swam the flood.
And that's not possible.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So the flood, by all means, in most understandings, was a regional flood instead of a global flood. I need you to go and read the Epic of Gilgamesh. I'll send it to you. It's an older story about a flood that seems like the Bible copied. Me and Simply Vic attended a course on the Epic of Gilgamesh. Where is this Simply Vic now?
Today is I'm sure he's at work. He's at work.
You understand? We attended a course on the Epic of Gilgamesh. I don't like teaching these things because they are too complex for our feeble brains to understand.
Teach it, because you see, I'm having a middle age crisis. right? And I'm sure a lot of people here are learning from the questions I'm asking.
Someone said no
right?
one is questioning the Quran.
No, it's none of my business. I'm questioning the one that concerns me.
I'm not a
focusing on my
Quranic
focus.
scholar. It's like I tell you I'm an engineer and you come and bring your wife, get belle, you say, make I look out for you. Wait till I know about woman belle. I'm a biblical scholar. There's no question you have brought, no observation you have brought about the Bible that I cannot address or speak on or give biblical reference to. But when you now go and tell me to go and start questioning a book that I did not read, I don't know about. Do you know how many years it took me to get to the level of understanding I have of scripture? And still, every day I realize that I don't know as much as I should because there are scholars where they look afar and their journey is far ahead of us. So how do I come and tell you the one way I know, the one way I don't learn, and they show you? Tell me, say, no, like I go, they do Quran where I don't know. Anybody want question Quran? Make Muslim scholar begin question Quran. The one way with the question where we know, please follow us on this.
The one way I know, now the question because instead of me to be saying devil, I find you. I better start saying devil. Oh yeah, come, let's negotiate. This wahala is getting too much. Oh yeah,
I've been on for 2 hours 53 minutes.
Okay, let me leave it gone.
Let me.
What time are we coming back?
We'll definitely come back tomorrow since this topic is generating quite a lot of interest.
No, but tomorrow is too far. Tomorrow is too far.
Okay.
We'll be doing all night.
I will WhatsApp you, my darling sister. God bless you. Make I run.
All right, thank you. Okay. Bye.